Hi friends, Jay Sennett here. Welcome to another edition of Cooking with Jay. As always, hope all of you are doing well. Today I'm going to cook for you this beautiful beef tenderloin here, right? This beautiful beef tenderloin. I'm going to make a beef tenderloin with a red wine gravy sauce. Yes, I said the word gravy. And some sauteed kale, right? Just some kale to go with it. But the gravy is interesting. I'm going to use red wine. There's a gravy mix that was initially branded in Australia back in about 1917 called Gravix, Gravox, and it's delicious. Really, it's a, you can make gravy, or it's a flavor enhancer in some different ways. But most chefs that would use it to enhance their gravy. So I'm going to use red wine, some red wine vinegar, a little bit of brown sugar, and this Gravix mix to make my red wine gravy to complement my beef tenderloin. Okay, so you ready to see how I put this dish together? Let's go over to the stove and get the saucepan heated up for this steak. I just have a little bit of oil in this saucepan. I seasoned this beef tenderloin with salt and pepper and rubbed a little bit of oil on one side. Okay, so we're going to let that cook for a few. And I'm going to show you how I make this red wine gravy. All right, we put about a third a cup of red wine in here. All right. And about a tablespoon of brown sugar. All right. And we're going to stir that around a little bit. And this will reduce a little bit and turn slightly syrupy. Okay. Now, this is a thick piece of meat. Tenderloins are thick pieces of meat. And how well you like these cuts cooked, that's, it's a personal preference. Some like them rare, some like them medium rare, some like them well done. For the sake of the show, for time, I'm going to basically make a medium rare to rare. It'll be a rare to medium rare cut because the time it would take for this piece of meat to really get cooked, all the way through. But that's beef tenderloin. It's top of the line beef right there. So you don't want to overcook it by any stretch. Okay. Now this you want to bring to a boil. That's my red wine and brown sugar. Okay. About 2/3 a cup or half a cup of red wine with about a tablespoon of the brown sugar. And it's going to take a few to get it to where it starts to boil and the wine starts to reduce because of alcohol content, right? And once I take the meat out, I'm going to let it rest on a cutting board for just a few. And then I'm going to thinly slice the meat cut. And when this gravy is done, we're going to spoon it over the meat. All right, this is boiling now. It should start to reduce. So tell me, how are all of you doing out there? Have you been listening to any jazz? A few of you said, yeah. All right, by show of hands, how many of you listening to some new jazz? How many of you bought some new jazz lately? Well, how many of you listened to my Send It in Session jazz show on 89.5 WHRD FM? Oh, we have, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of you. Thank you so much. Send It in Session, heard Monday through Thursday nights from 9 until 1. Saturday mornings for all you really late birds out there from 1 until 5. And Sunday afternoons from 1 until 5. I also host the Very Soulful R&B Chronicles on WHRB-FM, Friday nights from 7 until 8. And if you've never heard the R&B Chronicles, if you like great classic soul music, I would highly recommend checking it out. My red wine is boiling. It's starting to reduce a little bit there. And my steak, yeah, just a little bit longer over there. Is what I'm going to do. I'm going to flip this over. When I flip the beef over, I'm going to add some butter, some garlic, and some thyme. Yes, sir. Going to be delicious. You can smell that red wine with that sugar coming through. The brown sugar, tablespoon of brown sugar. All right, what I'm going to do now is flip the meat over, but I want to add some butter. All right, I want to add some thyme sprigs. And I want to add some garlic. Where's my garlic? My garlic is right here. Okay. I'm going to turn the beef over. That's what we're going to do. Just butter, spoon. This thyme, get that flavor, get that thyme in there, get it over the meat. So we have butter, garlic, and a few sprigs of thyme, fresh thyme. Salt and pepper as well over that beef. Okay. All right, let's look at the wine. See how the wine's going? Yes, it reduced. See that? It's no longer 2/3 of a cup. We've reduced it. All right, I'm going to rinse the spoon. Yeah, okay, turn the fire down a little bit. Now I want to add the gray box. They came up with the name of this stuff. 2 words, gravy and OXO. Ox, not sure if that's how they would pronounce that. But gravy and OXO, hence gray box, or gray box. All right. So I want to add about 2 tablespoons of the gray box in here, along with some rice wine, a tablespoon of red wine vinegar, and that's thickening up nicely right there. This is my red wine gravy. And you can see the texture, how it thickened up a bit. It's beautiful, beautiful. Okay, keep the fire on really low. Now, my meat, this is probably raw or medium rare, very rare in the middle, okay? And that's how some of you would really like the beef. I'm going to spoon a little bit more of this butter, thyme over that. Okay, now, just for a few more seconds, turn the fire down off my red wine gravy over here. going to take the meat off. Set it on the cutting board. I'm going to remove this thyme. Now, in this same pot, what I want to add is the kale. Okay? Kale. Oh, it's making a mess. Get in there. Oops. I'm the only one eating it, so I'm going to add a little bit more olive oil to this. I'm just tossing kale. Kale leaves everywhere. This, I'm going to add some lemon juice. Just a little bit of this lemon juice in here. Alright. And a pinch of salt. Some salt here. Give me some salt. Some salt. Alright. And a little bit of fresh ground black pepper in this kale. Yes, yes. Beautiful, beautiful. To it wilts, cook it till it wilts, which is going right now. I'm going to turn this fire off. Okay. Now I'm going to move the steak over here. And get my plate. And of course my trusty knife I didn't have out. Ooh yeah, get a fork. Now what I'm going to do, some of this kale on the plate. Yeah. There. Now I'm going to cut. This is rested enough. Ooh, look at that. Medium rare. For my personal preference taste, I would cook it a little bit more, but for time's sake, it's probably a little to cook, but maybe you like it rare. You know, for the time of my show, I'm going to have it on the rare side, definitely. And I think we can get one more slice out of this. No, yes, maybe. Let's try. Okay, here's what we're going to do now. I'm going to plate this beautiful meat next to the kale. Big piece there. Put this right there. Big piece on the end. Now, I'm going to get my red wine gravy. Oh, yeah. Spoon that over the beef. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Let me clean up my plate. Hold on. Almost done. See, this show is happening right now. I'm going to show you how we do this. You know, usually you see the finished product already prepped off camera and all that. Nope, not on Cooking with Jay. You're going to see the mistakes. How I dress it up. That is my dish right there. That's my beef tenderloin with pan-cooked kale and my red wine gravy. Oh, that looks delicious. Looks delicious. Looks delicious. Okay. I have my mess here. I'm going to move this out of the way and we'll wrap it up. Whew. Put a little thyme sprig in there too. Yeah. See how quickly I put that dish together? Now again, the doneness preference, that's up to you, of your meat. You can have it medium, medium rare, medium, medium well, whatever your preference is. Fairly easy dish to make. Beef tenderloin, great cut of meat, very tender, not a lot of fat. Got some good flavor out of it. Season it with salt and pepper. Then rub some oil on one side. Pan cook it for a couple of minutes, 2-3 minutes on one side. Then add some butter, some thyme sprigs, and some garlic. Flip the beef over, and then spoon some of that butter thyme sauce over the steak. And when it's done, remove it, let it rest a little bit, maybe add a little bit more oil or a little bit more butter. Then put your kale in, okay? Cook the kale until it starts to wilt. Add a little bit of lemon juice, a little bit of salt and pepper. For the red wine gravy, about half a cup, 2/3 cup of red wine, about a tablespoon and a teaspoon, maybe a couple of tablespoons of the Gravix, Gravix, gravy seasoning that came out of Australia. And you can find it. You probably have to order it. You might not find it in the local grocery stores. But you can order that, and then I put some red wine vinegar in there, and some brown sugar, right? Some brown sugar in there as well. About a tablespoon of brown sugar. Put the red wine in, brown sugar, stir it up. It'll start to reduce a little bit. Then you add the Gravix and the red wine vinegar. Okay, so red wine and then red wine vinegar, and to make that red wine gravy. All right, I'm gonna go taste this. Cooking with Jay, Sunday nights at 6 on WHO Public Media Facebook page. If you can't watch it at 6, it stays on the page, so you can go and watch it. Just scroll down anytime, day or night, to see the show. If you have any questions or comments, always feel free to email me to j.sennett, jae.sinnett@whrv.org. We'd always love to know what you think of the show. And thanks for watching. Be safe, friends. Until the next edition of Cooking with Jay, we'll see you then.
Hi everyone, Jay Sennett here. Cooking with Jay is now even more jazzy in my new home with my chef's kitchen. I'd love for you to check it out. Join me Sunday evenings at 6 on Facebook at WHO Public Media. Let's get cooking.